revolutionizing the way people treat people in business. The Experience Pros, America's home for positive business talk.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show. Thank you for joining us today. Angel Tessie and Eric Raymer, empowering you to build your brand right here on the radio.
No.
Excuse me?
No.
Did you say no?
I did. I'm practicing.
On me?
It's a good place to start, don't you think?
No.
Well, why can you say it?
What's going on in that little head of yours?
I found a nice little copy blogger or a blogger talking about copywriting. Her name is Stephanie Flaxman, and she says no is my favorite word.
No. It reminds me of somebody I used to know. There was a blogger who said no is okay. It's a complete sentence.
No is a complete sentence.
Yeah.
And I believe that on my end, but I also recognize that when somebody hears the word no, they're hoping for a whole lot of other stuff to follow behind it so they can, have a rebuttal to it.
Yeah.
No, I can't go to that, because, I've got this. Well, let's do it another time.
Right.
Or I can't do that because I don't have any money. Well, let's, put it on a credit card.
Yeah, what if you just put a period after the no?
Just no. I can't wait until
there's another word that comes to mind.
No is an essential part of your professional business, especially early on as you're growing your database. You've got to be able to recognize what is an opportunity versus what is a distraction. You've got to be able to recognize, what are things that are leading you towards your goal versus taking away. You've got to recognize, who are the clients that are going to move you forward, launch you to be excellent, or just be a complete time drain. There's a lot of things. And so we've got to know what we need to say yes to, and we've got to learn what to say no to. And I think that growing up, using the word no is not, even though it's the number one word when we're two,
right?
It's not really acceptable for us to use. You couldn't say no to mom, couldn't say no to your teachers, you couldn't say no to your boss. You can't say, there's just not a whole lot of places that you say no that you've had a lot of practice in doing. So then you become this great business owner. You're the boss. You're in charge. You're the timekeeper, and you're the rainmaker, right? And so we think saying yes to this opportunity and yes to this idea and yes to
everything.
This. Yes. And we end up becoming so overwhelmed, end up being burnt out, not making enough money, doing all the wrong things, busy, but not productive.
Right.
So let's go back to Stephanie.
Yeah.
No. Is her favorite word.
Well, and here's where it can really move you into a space of differentiation. While no may not be your favorite word, if your business offering or your business offers services, adding it to your vocabulary when selecting your clients can give you a killer advantage. A lot can be gained from turning down the wrong client, and those benefits trickle in when you start your own business as a client instead. So
I think we're afraid that to turn down a client, right? Somebody brings you a credit card, an order form, or a business. You're like, I need the money. I need the experience.
Yeah.
I need the recommendation. Like there's something about it I need to
pay rent.
Those are important things, right?
But desperation has an aroma. And it shows, and you will find that if you choose the wrong person today, you will regret it for many days yet to come. And so, no, here is a really good thing.
Right. And think about this, that as long as you are working with unenjoyable clients, then you have less time to attract the right clients who are a better fit. So you're actually, by saying yes to the wrong client, you could actually be saying no to the right because you don't have time to go out there and find them and
only
nurture
so
that.
Much bandwidth.
Right.
Yep.
And so for me, that was a perspective for me to help me recognize that it's not so much that I'm saying no, but I'm saying yes to an opportunity by saying no to this. I'm actually keeping myself open for a better opportunity.
Absolutely. 3 activities to try after using the word no and adding your own business to your client roster. Number 1, learn a new skill that could help a client you love. So getting to know your audience, of course, better is never a waste of time.
Never a waste of time.
Right.
You can become a better researcher, by turning down some projects or clients or things that should not be on your plate. Then you actually can now have time to go and find out the latest marketing trends and techniques and maybe learn a skill or something more that you can actually bring to your business.
The next thing you want to do is sharpen your writing and editing skills. If you are especially a writer or a copy blogger or something like that. Stephanie Flaxman says, if it's not memorable, it's not working. Got to be memorable. And again, you got to get to the place where you can write an article that literally does the dropping of the microphone for you.
There are just times where we're just adding, we continue to add things to our day, right? Add things to our schedule, add projects, add people, add time. And then we find ourselves just being really busy. Kind of always behind the eight ball, not really being able to catch up. And so we have to take this reflection of what are the things that I've said yes to that are really consuming my energy, my thoughts, my time, my money. And if I let that go, what would that open up for me?
Right.
And if it's a client, if you're letting go of a client who's very high maintenance and doesn't pay well, right? You could be opening up to a better client. Was at a conference not too long ago with a gentleman who recently broke up with his girlfriend. Mm-hmm. And he was actually going to propose to her, and then it went the other way.
Very sad.
It was very sad. And we were in Vegas, and he got in the night before the conference, and he's like, Vegas is not the place you want to be when you're in this state of mind. Like, he's like, this is the worst place for me to be. And so, but by the end of the 2.5-day conference, him just getting to a space of, well, what else is out there for me? Right. What other opportunity and what does this open up? And of course, when you're heartbroken, it's hard to be in that space.
Sure.
But he got there, or he was getting there, right? Then he was going back to his home and it was going to be, anyways, the point is that sometimes, saying no to a project and to a client and taking some things. So look at your calendar and do an assessment. And Darren Hardy, he teaches this in his Insane Productivity class. What are the things that actually are productive?
Right.
Bringing you revenue? Who are the clients that you just love working with? And, and it's not necessarily you have to fire them, but maybe just refer them to somebody else who can serve them better.
Be a blessing. All right. We'll be back tomorrow. Thank you for tuning in to this, the home of positive business talk, the Experience Pros Radio Network. Again, for the archives of this broadcast, you can go check out experiencepros.com. Thank you for being a part.
America's home